Good to see you again. Behind me is the temple. There's a toilet. And there's the temple complex. Now there's also the cable cars up here too. Goes down to a base. I took a picture. I'm going to add it about now, I think. And you saw the picture. So, cable car goes down to the ground to a big car park. Looks like quite large. Looks like well, on the map it looked like it was square. But this is, there's a closed gate. How do you get in? That's the exit. I'm sure. Sightseeing pavilion. So we got up. More steps. I'm expecting a fee. Getting here wasn't too bad. Road was quite gradual, and the monkeys here keep you distracted, but they are aggressive. If they sense you've got food in your bag and they're going to go, you just got to be cautious. Steps.
他说那边动物园、熊猫馆、麒麟洞。
Oh, there's a monkey. All monkeys. People feeding them. There's a lady on the way up too. Offered me a little bag of food. I think what she was saying in Chinese translated this. Here, buy some food for me. Give it to the monkeys. And I just go, oh, another monkey. Monkeys. Our temple looks quite large. It looks too large for a temple, but it could be inactive. Yeah, that's the temple down there. So, still an old temple. Well, rephrase that. It's not an ancient temple. That's occasionally used for ceremonies. This is an active temple with what I think living quarters. There's living quarters. It's like the other temple. Here's monkeys. Here's monkeys. Looking for food. Look.
我把糖记在
Mama.
最上面，要知道上头有咱们留上点。来，我给你叫两个。我刚刚给。
There we go. You can just come up and just look at the monkeys. Forget about anything else. That's what we want to see. And there's another monkey. Now, I think I've done this wrong. I should have gone to the temple, but I've already committed to this stairway to heaven up here. I'm just thinking about the step count. Oh, that's a good picture of a monkey. Oh God. I got too close to the monkey. I like this fucking camera. can rip my face off if they got any closer. So I think I'll stick to my close-ups using my phone. I've got a much better optical zoom on that. They're eating corn. Now, take a look at the viewing tower. I think, if I knew what I knew, I'd try to get the cable car up this mountain. Because I think I've walked quite a bit up. This is payback for having a crazy afternoon yesterday. I did 2 temple climbs. Oh, temple climbs. Went to a temple and went to a big temple top of the hill. Oh. People are feeding the monkeys. That's not good. There we go. Climb quite high. Lots of different structures around here. So there's a cable car and there's the main gateway down here that you can come up from the lake. It looks like the lakeway. You can come down through the lakes and you can walk down to the connecting lakes. The cable car is smaller. They look like 6-person seater and they'll come up over here. Yeah. What I should have done, come up with a cable car, explore the top round here, and then walk down to the temple. That's what I should have done. But I didn't do that. I walked up the steps. This is cool. Cable car's interesting. I don't know what it's going to cost. I'm going to try and walk down the bottom there. Looks like it's a square. I don't know where I am in relative terms to the city. Oh, okay. Over there is the... Okay. So, the heart of the city's down here. In the far distance, which the zoom won't show, but there is a honeycomb, a Buddhist structure on top of that mountain. I went up there yesterday. So, the city heart's down here. That's the heart down here. I've just gone north of the city, that's what I've done. But you can see ingenuity of the engineers here. They've got all these motorways and tunnel systems going through mountains. A lot of engineering work, and there's another city over there too. That part, I don't even know what that part of that city is. I'm going to call that that's like a Brisbane, that's like a Logan. Who knows? I don't even know if the metro goes all the way. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't. Might have connecting lines across through there. Metro's still quite large. The structure is a nice viewing tower. Looks like it's a bit old. I mean like structurally it's not old, but it's needs some repair works. Monkeys that are using this as a bit of a base too. So let's get down. Let's go back to the temple and walk down to the lake. And I believe I can walk all the way down there. That's my plan. There's no point going back where I came from if I can help it. Right, there we go. Made it to the temple. There's a carved temple of Buddha and the 9 dragons. So the legend goes, I'll get closer for this one so you can see closer, that when Buddha was born, he stepped in all the directions, and an orchid rose, and then 9 jade dragons appeared and showered him with water. So there we go. That's Buddha being born. Sort of beats 3 wise men turning up with some random gifts, with Mary trying to talk away how she got a baby. That's a bit more mystical, isn't it? 9 jade dragons appeared showering with water. That's rather religious. It goes down. This is outside the temple complex. You can go down there. It's a active temple. We got to double check how much the tickets are. I was struggling to find out where to buy them, but the temple through the little windows there. That's where people were selling them. Almost don't have the urge to go inside, to be honest, regardless of the cost, because out here has been quite good. And I'll walk down from the top, from up top of the mountain up here where the viewing tower was. Much easier coming down than going up. These steps are starting to, they're a bit slippery. The steps are starting to irk my knee. I've got a dodgy knee. I got 2 dodgy knees. Let's talk about knees, because hey, we're at a Buddhist temple. Things to talk about. But when I was 19, I had an accident playing a sport, playing ice hockey, for those that care. And I got jammed between 2 players, and I snapped my no, not snapped. I snapped my anterior cruciate ligament. That's the horizontal support of the knee, and that was a bit rough. Back in the days, you had a 6-week operation. So let's talk about knees. Well, while we're looking at views, well, rather mystical. You see, other YouTubers, they probably talk about all things awesome about when this temple was done, but they probably don't talk about themselves too much and their opinions and views. But let's talk about my knee. So, big scars. Back in the days when men were men and surgeons just went for it. So this is before microsurgery kicked in. This is a long time ago. I was a lad. But cartilage is a problem in this on the right knee. And when you have a bad knee for an extended period of time, well, I don't tell you, the other knee goes too. So both cartilages are giving up the knee. Sort of goes into my views about, if you want to travel, don't wait till you're 65. Don't wait till you're 67. Don't wait till you're 70 to go, oh, okay, I'll finish work, now I'll travel. Now I enjoy my life. I've got all this money that I can't possibly spend in my life, and that's a lot of Western people do. They always retire with far more money than they ever need. And when I die, I'll give all my money to the kids. Your kids will be okay. Sorry, Jacob. Sorry, Tanner. Kids will be okay. You know, we as a Western population, a lot of us have luxuries. There are a lot of Asian countries, but there's a lot of poverty in any country, so not everyone has the same mix, but I worked hard when I was young. Got in the profession that rose, and did IT for many years. And it was good on my body. Didn't have to work in horrible locations. I didn't have to do what my father did, work as a steel maker, working inside ginormous pipes, doing welding, and before health and safety started kicking in, saying, hey, if you do that, you're going to lose hearing. So he retired later. He's still in New Zealand. He won't be watching these vids. But the immense pressure you do on your body when you're young and you're working, it pans out to you in your late 50s, your mid 50s. That's when it starts hurting. To go back to my little thing, if you want to do stuff, you know, do it when you're young. Do it while you're able to. It's going to go all the way down. I've got a feeling I want to go all the way down. I think I've seen the temple. It's an active temple. Been lots of temples. I don't even know the cost. I don't feel it walking around. But come up here, we want to walk in the temple. I think this walks all the way down to the lakes, and it comes out to the front. So that's what I'm going to do. And there is a plaque up here saying 1982. Cultural heritage, so I don't know when this is done. There's lots of other temples. Buddhist temples are Buddhist temples. You can't do, when they're an active temple too, you can't really officially do filming. I've done a few naughty things. I've filmed the Buddhas. You're not supposed to. Same with all religious orders. The statues are sacrilege. No, you shouldn't be filming. Particularly if there's people actively praying, and this is an active praying centre too. There's got a lot of people here, Chinese that are Buddhists, coming out to pray. So here's our stairs. There's going to be monkeys down here. But so I had my travel pushed on me. I was actually going to do this in another 5 years. That was a vision that I had, a mindset. I thought I was going to work for another 5 years, and then along comes changes the organisation I was working at, and I was retrenched. Our company was investing a lot in offshoring labour into India, mostly India, with some Filipinos. Did a great job, but they're a third of the price of an Australian, maybe a quarter of the price, depending who they are. But they tend to be hyper-focused. They know what they know, and they don't know they don't know. But they never say they don't know it. But the company sells a solution to a customer, and they go, okay, we'll put that person forward to it, and eventually to retain customer profitabilities. They cull down instead of kicking a customer like a lot of small businesses do. You know, I've heard of the 80-20 rule. 80% of your customers generate. Flip it. Let me start again. 20% of your customers generate 80% of your revenue. The rest of the 80% are the kick-arounds, and they're not really going to be generating you a lot of wealth. So if you got rid of those, then you can maximise on the customers that do. Now, I have worked in the past, many years ago, in a Brisbane IT company. The guy who did that, he got rid of 80% of his clients and focused on the 20% where he got his money, and built the company, the business around that model. And since he was working that model, he gained more time to give more quality time and work to the customers that paid the bills, and he was making the big project money from. And it was a long way down. It's like there's a party rave going over across there. And built the customer up, the customer base up to the more mid-sized customers, got rid of the smaller customers that for him wasn't working for him. They were still profitable, he said, but he said it just sucked away effort that they could have spent on the top 20% who generated 80% of the money. And that's what he did. Yeah. Business style I was working for, they're aiming for an IPO, so listing on the Australian stock market. Therefore, every inch of the customer of the customer base has to be profitable, and it looks like they remember the customer type. They chose never to give up a customer willingly unless the customer was so much of a pain in the ass they had no choice. And to sometimes to make the customer profitable. What they did is they offshored all the work. We had offshore teams in Sri Lanka, in Mumbai, Kochi. I think we had also some Heritage and Filipinos too, in Manila, when the business acquired another business last year, or a year before. But a lot of the investment of the people was in Mumbai. But the Sri Lankans were doing a lot of the offshore support work. And if you did any work for that customer, it had to be given to the Sri Lankans, because the account manager of the customer would crack a shit if anyone spent an half hour, an hour of their time onto a customer, because you'd have what we call internal chargeback onto that customer. And you go, look, a time and time. You want me to do it? Sure. Give me the customer code and I'll write against it. That's the mindset, because everyone has to do a timesheet in IT. That's just the way it goes. You have timesheets, and you have to fill out the 37.5 hours or 38 hours, sometimes 40 hours of chargeable time, and then they want to see 80% of that work to be chargeable or project work. So here's a monkey for it. We're going to walk past this monkey. Hopefully it's not going to attack, because he doesn't like this camera. Here we go. Cool. He's going for people. It's a problem feeding the monkeys. So what happened? They crack a shit if you worked on a customer that should have been done by Sri Lankans, because suddenly the customer become non-profitable very, very quickly, because there were so tight margins in it. Every customer had to be profitable. And if a customer wasn't profitable, then it affected the account manager's bonuses. So, interesting scenario working. But they did a lot of retrenchments. Believed I was one of many that got retrenched last year. And I continue looking in the market space, looking for work. Sorry, I'm looking down because this is a stairway to death. It's slippery, it's natural stone. And I'm making sure I keep the traction, because we are in a forest. It's causing some knee problems. Anyway, go back to me while I'm talking. So, in the short version, I got made retrenched, and I tried getting back into the workforce. But with AI changes and efficiencies of applications utilising AI, or promising AI, the promise to make your existing staff more efficient and doing the simple tasks, like, let's say, if you all know, we're all business people, let's say that you want to change a password. Well, a ticketing system can automate that. It can validate your information, and maybe the system can do it for you. You don't need to speak to a human. Maybe it can ask you a few questions, translate the verbal response that you provided back against the data that it sees in your account. Might have some keywords there, might have a secret password, might be maiden's name, whatever information may be containing that you've lodged in HR. And so the AI systems are starting to automate some of the basic tasks that a lot of people started out in the industry doing IT. I'm fucking raving about work now, IT. Goodness me. I feel sorry if you listen to this stuff. But the automation is killing a lot of jobs, but it's not just killing. I feel fortunate that I worked till as late as I did. I had a good ride. Could have been better, but I had a good ride. But I feel sorry for the younger chaps. When I say chaps, predominantly I'm seeing 95% of the workers are males. Sorry, ladies. I don't think ITs are doing service work and support work is a girls' field. The girls don't do it. They do the other tasks like database work and application development and project management. But I don't see them going into support because really, something that I just don't know. I don't know why they do it. I worked with in a team of 6 in my last role. We had one lady in our team, and then in another role I had another lady, but she was doing other work as well. I don't know why. Support work's quite interesting. A lot of client technical solution problem solving, customer interactions. It's quite, it's quite good. Money is not as strong though as infrastructure work and doing coding and doing project work. So maybe they hope to focus on where the money is going to be. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going off tangent. So, in short, there's a lot of jobs and a lot of industries where the first layer is going to get wiped out because a lot of the young people starting into a job and legal profession is going to get smashed by AI. Because why do you need to employ a junior lawyer and pay a whole bunch of cash when you've got AI that can go through decades of legal precedents, and with automation that's been around for the last 20 years with the legal systems, because I used to look after lawyers in the past life too, and you had platforms like Amadeus and these platforms, they've all got integrated document management, so they can, when you're signing a document, it'll go through the relevant forms that you tell it to do. So you might be doing a property search, so the legal system will pull up the relevant forms you need to complete electronically. Then it'll dynamically lodge them with the city council, pay the fine through, and all done through APIs, and a junior doesn't have to touch them. So once you've got that process automated, and that's a job that it used to be a junior or used to facilitate to learn the skills. So there's a lot of industries getting impacted with automation. Unless you're government are very different. They don't give a fuck. It's not in the interest of a government deep down to automate their jobs, because they will know they're going to lose their jobs. Not to replace. So when they leave, they won't get replaced. So I think there's a deep-seated desire not to automate government as much as possible. Do a little bit so you can show to the public that you're automating, but you don't do anything that truly impacts the careers for a lot of people. My opinion, a lot of government people, you can automate a lot of people. Some people think they're critically special inside government roles, but someone was super keen. You could automate the arse out of government and half the population of the employment down. But here comes the rub. A lot of time the employment for these people, they're employing this particular people, and they're doing the Americans call it DEI. They're doing employment for basically people that are disabled, or that have got in Australia that it might be for, let's pick Department of Aboriginal Affairs for native titles and native lands. Most of them are going to be Aboriginal people, and they're employing a lot of people that may not be able to get a job elsewhere. So they're employing people, training people, and giving people an opportunity to add to the society. And I remember working for early 2000s, working for a Department of Families and Disabilities in Queensland, federal, state government. It's contracting. This lady had a pencil on her head, and she would just sit there and just click clack. This is before all the smarts of computing came through. So she just create a document, like a paragraph for the day. I don't know how much she wrote, but she had this, you know, she had no limb movement. She was stuck in a wheelchair, that she could move her head. And she used to crack down and type out documents. So, and the lady was going to get disability payments, so I suppose the government could say we could pay her instead of giving disability, and as an individual it's good. So I'm up for government employing people, but there's a lot of people who just milk the system. They could be doing something more with their lives, but government is such a good wicket. It's changed though. Some of the payment systems and retirement super plans that Australia used to offer some of the people 25 years ago have been closed, because essentially what happened, that people could basically be lazy gits for their entire life except for the last, say, 3-4 years, and then just rapidly go for employment after role increase, and just go through, sometimes move so fast they would get, before they could get rid of them, they're already applying for the next job. So to keep everyone happy, no one would complain, and these people would rank up a couple ranks, because your superannuation, your retirement money, was based on your last job, and not necessarily, you know, gained over the mess of your working career. But, you know, government employments, AI is killing a lot of the jobs. So if you're in my situation and you've been AI'd out of the workforce, and you've got enough money to travel, and you want to travel, fucking travel. You can. You're only getting old and die anyway. I sound like morbid when I say that. When you get old, then you're going to die, and then you're going to have regret. You're going, I wish I did that. I wish I went to that destination that I always wanted to go to, whatever it may be. I wish I saw something differently than I'd never saw before. I wish I went to a forest full of monkeys. I wish I did that. Because you're going to get to a point where you're going to get mobility issues, and you can't. That's fucking all steps. You're not going up there in a wheelchair. Yeah, it's not happening. There's a panda house. Oh, the panda zoo. Okay. That's a cutback. Okay. And there's our the cable car system. It looks like a six-person seat. Maybe 2x2 comfortably. Maybe 3x3 and a squeeze. So this is the Qianling Mountain Park. Interesting place. Didn't make it to the lake. That require a lot more walking. I think I've done a lot of steps today. I'm happy with the day. And wish you well. Remember, you chose to listen to me. Shows it. You could have been doing something else, but you chose to watch this. So, thanks for the likes and for the subscribes. I get to check my questions now and then. Currently in China, it's a bit awkward to access social media sometimes. VPN's a challenging environment. Currently I've got a working one, but how long, who knows. So my videos are delayed just so I can get to places where I can upload them. Again, China's a challenging place to upload to Western social media platforms. So I'll leave you. Have a pond. Back to civilization. I see food and coffee out here, so that's a win. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye bye.